All right, we're going to talk about the racehorses. It is Saturday, the 19th of April. We're on our way to the Blue Jays game, finished up with the babies today. I talked about the babies this morning with you guys. A little flat, but that's what happens when you're starting to really push on them. You have a week, maybe even two sometimes, where it just feels like they're putting it all together, right? They don't feel powerful. They don't feel strong. Some of them lose their gaits. But it didn't take very long into the first set to figure out exactly what was going on. So it was more or less, how are they doing their work? Is there any soreness or any issues that we should deal with? Or is this just a normal run-of-the-mill kind of lag day? And that's what it was. So we're going to talk about the racehorses. Admiral Deal raced good last week, finished third, kind of mired in traffic. The entire race went against everything he believes in. He does not believe in hard work. He does not believe in being three wide early in the mile, passing horses, running down horses. Yet he did everything pretty good. No complaints from the way Admiral Deal raced. Actually, if you explained to me before the race how it was going to unfold, I would have told you it would have been a very poor night for us. And instead, he was a closing third, almost second, and raced very, very good. Drebin is off for a little bit. He did have a tiny line in his hind foot, ran laterally across the bottom part of his foot. A bit of a rare injury, similar to No Free Lunch when he was 2. He had that small fracture line behind you. Remember he had that? It's in the wing, it's called. It's nowhere near the joint. Tiger had that too, you're right. So it does happen, and they heal up 100%, and it never really bothers them again. It's just one of those things. So he starts swimming next week, and he'll swim for the good part of 2 months, and then he'll be back at it. He needed a rest anyway, so that'll be his rest for 2025. Memory and Imagination, week off this week. He'll race next week. They had some vet work done on him. The only problem I have right now is that class isn't splitting all the time. I'm apt just to let it play out for a little while to see what happens when the Meadows open, or when Scioto opens up. But for right now, I'm just hopeful that they'll split that class. If they don't, I told Stacy, if they're not splitting class and the horses aren't getting in every week, I'm not racing them over their head. Send Mounts for All back up to Northfield. He can finish off winning that class, that condition claimer. And if they want him for the $37,000, then fill your boots. But I believe he'll win the non-winners of 7 class, which will give him his 7th win. And then, as you can see with some of the other horses that get out of there, Northfield's not the spot for you after that. Then we'll have to find a place for him, whether that be Scioto or On Game. We'll see. But I would like to see Mounts for All progress and become a better horse. He looks like he has a little more upside, actually, maybe than the other ones. You know, he is less racing. He's a stronger, bigger colt. So I'm hopeful that everything will be working out, but we need to race them in where they can do some damage. So either he'll get in next week at Miami Valley, or he'll get in next week at Northfield Park, one or the other. Where were we here? The 4-year-olds, Mounts for All. Tenacious Hanover will be out for another week and a half, and we'll bring him back in. A short break for him. He was a little tired. His blood work came back fine. It was pretty clear. I mean, he'd been racing since the start or the middle of his 3-year-old season. He'd been going full bore for quite a while, so we're going to give him some time off. Time is on my side. We'll either be qualifying next week, or I don't know what Tim has in store for him. I guess not next week, maybe the week after. I keep thinking it's 1 week later in the month of April than it is. The plan is to have him racing on May the 4th. I just spoke to Harry about this and told him the plan is to race him 1 week before the Juravinski. I assume that will be at Mohawk, but we'll see. Vehement raced good last week, at closing second in 58. He's starting to get his work together. You know, it's not shocking when you get the chance to race him every week. You're going to see him start to do his work much, much better. Save America, Spitfire, obviously both raced great last week. Both were winners last week. Save America in 51-1 and Spitfire overseas in 54. Spitfire still fits a lower class at the Meadows, so he should do well next week. And Save America's got the rail in the Open, I believe. He's in the Open, I know that. So that might be today, is it? What's today? It is today.
What?
Save America races in the Open today. They have Saturday racing because they don't race Sunday at... Yeah, 100% he's racing today. Texong Soprano finished second last night at Yonkers Raceway, so great race by him. Congratulations to Scotty and Megan. Greatest Ending drew the 7-hole again this week. I think the fairest way to put it is we'll race him accordingly. So I'll race Greatest Ending how he feels like racing. If he wants a blast out of there, I will. If he doesn't, it'll be similar to last week's race. I think we're keeping him sharp, keeping him sound, keeping him happy, and then when Scioto opens up, I think we can do some damage there with him also. JK Victory will likely race this week coming up. Tim had a chance to do some bet work to him and just let him relax for a week. He should come back very well, I would imagine. Looks Like Money, if you guys tuned into the live broadcast, if you look just before set number 2 goes, there's a horse in the race bike training. You get to see the last half in 58 of Looks Like Money, and he looked extremely strong doing it. Neptune races this week. Billy Davis Jr. is going to drive Neptune. Rock Shining Star drew the outside in the backup class, I believe, this week also today at Miami Valley. We'll see how he does. 3 Point Blue Chip will be in next week, end of the week. Trosa will also be in near the end of the week. Had to scratch him sick this week. I saw him coming off the track today. He looked sharp and fine.
I keep forgetting to bring those hobbles.
What hobbles?
Didn't you say we have?
Yeah, I told them we'd bring them home. I'll tell you what, do. Send them with the Doyle truck this week. Ask him to send them with the Doyle truck because they're going to send over Manhattan Money's got to come over. So does who's the other horse? Grand Slam Dio's got to come over, and then we're going to send one back. Yo Mister just needs to draw good this week, so hopefully he does, and we'll be in business cooking with gas with him. Just got to draw a little bit better. Delicious Stone DK is in Monday. He's done well in the class below. He's up a little bit. That wasn't our doing. The class below didn't fill. And Patrick the Piranha will be back racing the end of next week also. So there you have it. Why is it saying there's only 19 minutes of videoing left on this phone? I just erased 291 videos from this phone. Anyway, I'll figure that out. We'll get to talking about the 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, and doer opening. But for right now, you're all caught up on the racehorses. Take care.